All right, the show is in the books, and here we are asking ourselves, WWE Payback 2023, what just happened? John Cena is our host, and he's going to be doing a bunch of stuff on the show. But let's just dive into it. We got our first match of the evening, the steel cage match between Becky Lynch and Trish Stratus. And ladies and gentlemen, this was fun. This might be my match of the night. Becky has been in steel cage matches. Becky has been in a whole bunch of matches. Trish hasn't, and this is one of her dreams. This was just good. This was good. Is it a match of the year candidate? You let me know. I think it's up there. It was a hard-hitting affair, really physical. They did a bunch of stuff. There was a suplex from the top rope. There were many times where you thought Trish was going to win, and then Zoey eventually got involved. But in the end, Becky won with an avalanche manhandle slam, and she got the victory. This is what these two should have gotten at SummerSlam, but you know what? It's probably better that it took place at Payback, because sometimes it could get crowded, and the woman got more time. The feud dragged a bit, but this was fun. This was awesome. It went some time, and they got to put on a show. Post match, which was a little weird, Trish was upset with Zoey for not really helping. Like, Zoey helped, but Zoey failed, and Zoey laid out Trish with the Z360. So I wonder where they're going to go with this. Tiffany Stratton was ringside, continue her story with Becky. Maybe Becky will face Tiffany at one point. Stratus definitely was a little beat up after this match, and these two women also paid homage to a couple of legends. Trish used the Widow's Peak, shout out to Victoria. Lynch hit the Twist of Fate, shout out to Lita. This was good. Next up, we had LA Knight versus The Miz, and John Cena, since he's the host, booked himself as the special guest referee. We know what this match was supposed to do. It was to get LA Knight over. There were some teases during the match of Cena probably accidentally costing LA Knight the match, but it didn't happen. And we rarely get to see Miz in a very serious match, in a very serious role, but this was a solid affair. Knight won, and Cena offered him a handshake after the match up on the ramp. It was good, and Knight accepted. See, the match started out with Cena coming out, and then The Miz coming out, and Cena just kind of being in his element and being in his zone, and it worked. Him and Miz worked well together. There were some really good points. LA Knight is super over, and I'd be interested in the LA Knight John Cena match. Next up, we had the United States Championship, Rey Mysterio defending against Austin Theory. And even though Austin Theory put up a really good fight, used his strength, used his youth to get the advantage, it didn't work. Rey still won, and I wonder what's next for Theory. Austin Theory's rise compared by Michael Cole was that to Randy Orton, young, and that they're rising, but we know these two aren't in the same boat. Theory is a really smooth worker. He's not flashy. He doesn't need to be as athletic. He's solid. He just got to work on his game just a little bit more. And the LWO celebrated with Rey Mysterio after the match, so we got no signs of dissension, even though a lot of people think that Santos is going to turn on Rey. And I hope they don't. Next up, we had the Steel City Street Fight for the WWE Tag Team Championships with the Undisputed Tag Team Champions, with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn defending against the Judgment Day team of Finn Balor and Damien Priest. And this ladies and gentlemen. This was wild. This was, I guess, WWE's answer to the Stadium Stampede match without going too over the top. And guess what? Kevin Owens bled. KO bled. They did the costume change into Penguins colors. KO hit a swanton on Dom, because of course Dom was going to show up and get involved. Everybody got involved. This was such a crazy fun match, and every time you thought it was over, something happened. This is crazy. Owens bleeding was great. JD McDonough got involved. Dom got involved. Rhea spearing KO through the timekeeper's position was crazy, but she didn't get hurt because she's the main event. This was great, and we have new tag team champions in the Judgment Day. Next up, we had the Grayson Waller Effect between Cody Rhodes with Grayson Waller, and look, he came out, he took a shot. Cody himself took a shot at Waller, and he introduced Raw's newest superstar, Jey Uso. What? And Cody's like, I hope this does not come back to bite me. Jey is super over. He dropped Waller with a super kick because Waller was trying to egg him on. So we'll see what happens. The Usos are now singles competitors, and Rhodes gave Jey the spotlight. This is weird. This is weird. We'll see. Next up, we have the Women's World Championship with Rhea Ripley defending against Raquel Rodriguez, and this finally is something for Rhea to sink her teeth in. Rhea really has no equal when it comes to power in the WWE. There's Tamina, but Raquel's the closest person that can rival her in power. So Rhea really had to work for this one. Raquel's not super over. She's over enough, but for me, she's just a smile and a nice back. And I ain't talking about her butt. They did well here. This wasn't great. This wasn't anything special. The best part for me about this match was Rhea's gear paid homage to China. It was great. It was beautiful. I love China. I love Rhea. They did well here. Dom interfered, helping Rhea win. And finally, our main event was the World Heavyweight Championship match between Seth Rollins defending against Shinsuke Nakamura. And listen, y'all, this was a fine match. It was cool. I'm not really happy with the result. I really wanted Shinsuke to win. I really wanted Shinsuke to win. But I digress. It started out really slow, and Shinsuke was in control for honestly the majority of the match. And he did everything in his power attacking Seth's back, but it wasn't enough. Great Muta was ringside to give inspiration to Nakamura, and I'm thinking he did all of this for Shinsuke. He got some pomp and circumstance, like a new intro. It was awesome, and he still lost, and that's kind of what hurt me. I wanted Shinsuke to win, and maybe he'll get another opportunity because he did attack Seth after the cameras were off. So when the match was over, they teased. I guess they were teasing and cashing because the camera lingered, and it lingered on Shinsuke outside being upset at himself and Seth in the ring, but there was no cashing, and it just ended weirdly. But that was WWE Payback. Y'all let me know how you think the show was. I'm gonna give it a B, a solid B. There were a little bit of miscues, but everything was really fine. But the street fight and the steel cage match really helped elevate the show. I'm more so disappointed with Shinsuke losing, with the Judgment Day winning the tag team titles. And I told some people before that KO and Sami don't need the tag team championships. They were just champions by happenstance because it suited the story. But now they can move on to other stories, and I'm interested to see where they're going to go. I'm interested to see what they're going to do with the Judgment Day, because now they all hold gold, and Finn Balor is now a Grand Slam champion. So that's something to rave home about. But that is WWE Payback. Their next event will be Fastlane, taking place in Indianapolis. I believe it's taking place September 8th? October 8th. I believe it's taking place October 8th. WWE Fastlane in Indianapolis. Makes sense, but that is what just happened. Don't forget to check out the socials, Charismatic Creations on Facebook and YouTube, Charismatic_Creations 52 on Instagram, the 215 spelled out on Twitter, Coffee, Patreon. Don't forget to check out the High Risk Wrestling Podcast every single Saturday, wherever you get your podcast at, and right here on YouTube. I am Jeremy Pierce. See you next week. Peace.